Hey guys, Chef Mark here. Today I'm going to show you our take on a classic Italian dish, a saltimbocca. But with this time, I'm going to use some seafood with it instead of a chicken. Let's get, if I can, Bill, maybe 4-6 ounces portions of the cod.
Come right up.
All right, perfect. Well, let's get a sauce with this. And I'm actually going to use one of these sauces here, and you'll find them in the seafood department, alongside this bouillabaisse sauce, which I love, so you should try that. But the roasted sweet pepper sauce is going to go great with this. Going to go great with the prosciutto and the sage, which you're going to wrap that with. It's going to be perfect. So, cod, you ready? Got it. All right, let's go get the next stuff. Next thing you need to grab here is our prosciutto. Right here is our Italian classics all-natural prosciutto, thinly sliced, and that's important when we go to wrap this cod. It'll make a nice crisp crunch. The last thing we're going to grab here is our sage. It's a classic accompaniment along with our prosciutto for our dish. It's a fairly intensely flavored herb, so we don't need a lot of it, which is good for us. Comes in a nice cute little package here, so let's go cook this thing. All right, let's put this pan-seared prosciutto wrapped cod together. I've got all my mise en place together. It's everything I need to complete the recipe, ready to go. A couple sage leaves here. We're gonna do 2 pieces of cod today. So we're gonna start out with this prosciutto. So when you get your prosciutto, what I'd like you to do is you pull it out, keep it on the paper here, because it's gonna help you to pull it off in one nice piece, and that's gonna actually help us to wrap this nice together. So I'm gonna take 2 pieces of this and pull that off, and let's lay them right there on our cutting board. And the next thing I do is I'm going to take my piece of sage, place that down, and we're going to take our cod and place that directly on top of that piece of sage, about 1/3 of the way up, because the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take this edge and lift it over. Leave the paper on so that when I peel this back and move this over to the top, it stays super nice because this prosciutto is cut very thinly. So by the time I pull this off, it comes up in a very nice, neat little package just like this. So we'll do another one. Roll this over, and it comes off very nice. So this way, when I put it in my pan, I have a nice little package. So at this point, I'm going to wash my hands because I'm going to season this up, and let's get that in the pan. All right, so we cleaned up a little bit, and now I've got my cod ready to go. We're going to use our pan-searing flour, and when you do this, I like to go a little bit up in the air and sprinkle it side to side so I get a very light dusting on my cod here. And I do both sides. Let's heat up our pan. Both sides of this, right? And then put a little bit of oil in there. I call for 2 tablespoons of oil in our pan. And what I want you to do is you're going to wait for that oil to get to a faint smoke. So once I get that, we're going to place our fish in there with the sage side down so that it gets a very nice sear on the one side. All right, so we've let this cook for about 5 minutes, and as you can see on the bottom here, it's come up about 1/4 way off the bottom. We've been on a medium-high heat. Then what I want you to do is you're going to come underneath there, put your finger on top, so when you flip this over, it turns over nice and doesn't break apart. Do that with the second one, and as you can see on the bottom, it's gorgeous brown on there. We're going to let this go for about another 5 minutes. We're going to turn the heat down to medium. We're going to look for 120 degrees for our next step. Okay, let's check this cod here. So I want to make sure that you're in the center of that cod, and we're looking for 120 degrees, right? And at that point, I'm going to take some of this basting oil. We're going to do a tablespoon of basting oil on the bottom. I want you to do your basting oil first, and then I'm going to have you put in your teaspoon of butter into this. You're going to place it directly inside that oil, and you're going to warm that up a little bit. Then you're going to simply tilt this down. That'll give you a little well on the bottom to start basting over the top of your fish like this, and you're going to carry over the flavor of that little bit of that butter and that basting oil. All those herbs are going to make this taste nice. Okay? This takes about 30 seconds or so, to the point where that comes up to 130 degrees, right? At that point, all we're going to do is we're going to take this fish out. We'll plate this up. And then I've got our roasted pepper sauce. And you can do this in a separate pan if you like, or you can do it in this pan that we have already. Turn the heat up, just give that a quick warm through. We're going to serve this directly over the top of our fish. Nice sweet pepper sauce is a great contrast to the prosciutto and the sage. And there you go. Nice, unique take on a saltimbocca.